If there's ever been a person on this planet who is guilty of trying too hard, it's me. There have been things that I've really wanted to accomplish, and I just couldn't get it. No matter how hard I pushed or how hard I tried to understand, I just couldn't put the pieces together and grasp it. This has happened to me spiritually, physiologically in working out in athletics, psychologically, mentally, intellectually, relationally, you name it. Every area of my life, I have wanted something, believed I could reach it, kept hitting a wall, and then just gave up. Well, I've learned there's a better way to do it where giving up doesn't have to be part of the equation, and yet we can still keep reaching higher and higher. Keep watching, and I'm going to tell you what that's all about. Hi, my name is Shawn Sommerkamp, and this is Motivationeer Christian Coaching. As the title of the video gives away, we can accomplish way more than we thought we were able to, or we can reach to that much higher level that we really want to get to, even though it seems daunting, if we just work into the equation a break for our brains. The reason why we can't get things sometimes cognitively, it's not always understood. I don't know that we can ever really deeply understand why some things click for us and other things just don't. But what I'm sure of is this. What happens is we see this thing that we want. Let's say we want to change something so that we can be better at work in a certain area. Or we see a higher level paying job and something that sounds more exciting. And we start thinking about, if I just learn this extra set of skills, I'll be able to get that job. Or let's say an example in my case recently, in editing these videos, I wanted to try to learn something new in a thing called Adobe After Effects. And it was very difficult doing it. But in the past, what I would have done is given up when I try these things if I kept hitting a cognitive wall, which we will when we try things that are really new and complex and worth doing. So I decided I was going to try to add a unique feature that could only be done using Adobe After Effects. And I started it late in the afternoon. I was already a little bit fatigued from a long day. But I started looking at these training videos on YouTube from people who are experts at it. And I was into it about an hour or so, and I just wasn't able to grasp it. Because of the lessons I've learned about the importance of giving our brain a break, said to myself, you know what? I'm going to go get some rest and pick it up again in the morning. I came back the next morning, and that one area in that training video that I just wasn't grasping because he seemed to be taking a leap. After rewatching it again from a rested brain standpoint, I realized the leap he was taking was something I missed early on. It was nuanced, but early on in the video, I wasn't able to grasp it. Or I didn't put the pieces together. But now with repetition, the third or fourth time I'm watching it, with a relaxed, rested brain, I realized he wasn't making a leap, and I made the cognitive connection. And I thought, man, that was way different than I thought it was. And then I stopped for a minute and thought, okay, what if I would have just kept trying to push through and watched it 2 or 3 or 4 more times last night? Would I have gotten it eventually? The question is a good question. It's worth asking. From my experience, I know the answer is no, because I've tried that in so many ways. Way more important things than just learning a new trick or technique in a complex software editing tool, things with life. And I always hit the wall. And once I've hit that wall, I experience what's known as diminishing returns. That means for every extra hour I put into the work, the rate of efficient return starts to decrease, which means I'm wasting time. This is the same phenomenon that I learned in college. Cramming before an exam is never good. If I don't quite have all the information that I want to grasp, knowing it's going to be tested the next day, it's way better to get rest and let my brain sleep so that my cognitive ability to recall nuanced things is way better. Instead of pushing through, adding knowledge that's not going to be retained as well because I am so exhausted. This is something that it's written about very nicely if you've never read the book I recommend it all the time. Willpower Doesn't Work by Benjamin Hardy. I recommend it. He devotes a couple of chapters to the cognitive science behind resting our brains. When we do want to achieve something, if we don't rest our brains and we keep hitting that cognitive wall, we think, oh man, I'm just not smart enough to get it, and we give up. I did a video here where I talked about staring at it until you get it, which is, I'm kind of contradicting it a little bit now, it seems. I'm not, and I'll tell you why. But in that video, I talk about the importance of just kind of looking at it longer, literally just staring at it until it cognitively connects. That is a technique and something that you've been familiar with and you're doing and you've done for a while. You're good at it, but for some reason it's just not coming together. What I'm talking about now, giving our brain a rest, is when we're trying something completely cognitively new, something that's really elevating our game, emotionally, spiritually, physically, cognitively, intellectually. That's the difference. So the next time you're trying something risky, new, exciting, that's going to enhance who you are, make you be a better person, give yourself the grace to recognize when you've hit that declining return stage, you're a little bit foggy, and just say, you know what, I'm going to rest. My brain deserves the rest. I'm going to pick it up again in the morning and trust that in the morning it's going to be a little bit better. If in the morning you pick it up and you're not learning as fast, give yourself another break. Take the rest few hours off, come back later in the day and do it. Or give it another night. And what you will find after 2 or 3 or 4 sessions where you've given your brain some relaxation in between, you're going to really start to get it. Let me know if you've tried this, the experience that you've had, or if you've tried something similar and had success. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for 2 new videos each week. Tell me in the comments below about your career situation, and I'll make a video for you with a shout out. You can also become a member at Motivationeer.com. Your career is not just a way to make a living, it's a way to transform the world.